We went through all the tests, and it's not like what you see on TV. We did some thermal imaging. We did some radio frequency tests to look for anything transmitting wirelessly, whether audio or video. We took a look at the phone system. We took a look at the wiring, the switch. And I have to say, so far, there was nothing that looked like evidence of eavesdropping or a past attempt at it. The next thing you need to look at is the perimeter security of your location. Maybe.
What do you mean, the perimeter security?
Our garbage.
Like the
Oh, yeah.
the garbage.
First of all, none of your offices have locks on the doors. None of them.
See, because we wanted to have a family atmosphere around here. I wanted people to feel included.
Well,
the whole thing is freaking me out.
The other big way of collecting intelligence other than eavesdropping is by going through people's garbage. If it's important, if it's sensitive, shred it before it leaves here. The other thing you might want to consider is something that creates extraneous noise in the area to mask what you're saying from any microphones that might be built into the location. There's a product called Noise Bath that does that.
If we put in, just as a bottom line, if we put in the perimeter security, and we ran background checks on all of our people, what else?
I'm not doing that.
Okay, one thing you need to know, any of the recommendations that I make to you are made because you need them, not because I'm here to sell you anything.
Sorry, we don't mean to suggest that. We're just in a paranoid place. I'm asking a different question. Are we getting the Cadillac package because we're paranoid, or because that's the only way to really secure yourself, or that's what you have to do in this town, or we watch too many movies, you know, what?
You're not paranoid. These thoughts would not have occurred to you if everything was okay. You have other business on your mind, you have other things to think about, you're no different than any of the other executives we deal with. You know, if you feel something's wrong, trust your instincts, it is.
Hello?
Hey, it's me.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Well, I guess I'm as good as can be expected. Yeah. But it's been tough, you know?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. You know who's been a brick through the whole thing?
Who?
Your mother. Isn't that unexpected? I mean, she's supportive and helped me. And,
Right, she is, I guess.
yeah, I don't know what to do about that. But you know, it's awful. Somebody that young. I really haven't gotten over it yet. And also, you know, the fact that I sent her to New York.
Oh, well, you don't blame yourself.
Well, you know, I could have sent anybody. I could, you know, it's just a courier job, and you know, she wanted to go see.
You can't do that. You can't do that to yourself. What? Hang on a second, Joe.
Sure.
I'll be. Give me a minute.
Come find me. Come find me.
All right. Sorry. Listen, I was gonna ask you, did you ever consider seeing somebody, talking, you know, finding somebody to talk about this with? No, listen, I know that you're not the type, but
No,
you know, Sarah and I,
my own problem.
Well, that's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. I mean, somebody to sit with. First of all, to get out of the house. I mean, I'm not trying to put a timeline on it, but you know. Anyway, look, Sarah and I saw this guy. We found a great guy, and I'm not exactly the type either. And she initiated it, but I have to say it helped us immeasurably. It really was a good thing.
Both of you?
Excuse me?
Both of you?
Yeah, we went together. It was a couples therapist.
Please leave a message.
To leave a voice message, press 1 or just...
Hey, it's James Carville, Matt Drudge. I'm leaving a message. What you doing putting my wife's mug on the front of that rag you put out and got every goddamn reporter in Washington calling bothering me about something she ain't had nothing to do with? You know damn good and well that Novak said it was a man, and so clean this crap up, because I don't have time for all this bullshit with everything I got going on in my life.
Sorry.
Hey.
On the phone with my father.
Listen to this. I called Gary Maloney because I was having second thoughts about the whole thing. I was feeling like...
What?
I just was feeling like it's weird, and maybe I've overstepped and being mean and whatever. So I was going to call him to sort of call the whole thing off. And he says, I'm glad you called because I can't do the job. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah, that's what I said. What? And he said, I can't do the job. And I asked him why, and he said, I can't go into why. I can't do the job.
What else? What, tell me everything
That was
he said.
it. He wouldn't go on. He didn't say he wasn't comfortable. He didn't say it was a time issue. He just said, I can't
do the job. I can't tell you why.
I can't go into why. I can't do it.
I can't go into why, so somebody called him.
I guess.
Who would call him?
I don't know. How weird.
Bergstrom? That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Get one of your guys to do it.
Who's going to do it if Gary Maloney wouldn't do it?
I don't know. Maybe Mary's right. Maybe we should let the whole thing go. You know, maybe he's just a little bit eccentric and...
Yeah, but if he's just a little bit eccentric, then why wouldn't... that's what would come back. He'd come back with, this guy's just an ordinary guy from wherever the hell he said he was, and he's nothing.
I know,
Somebody stopped him from doing this job.
I don't know.
We should either lay off or we should try twice as hard.
I don't know. You should try twice as hard.
Well, who the fuck is this guy? If Gary Maloney won't go into this guy, who is he? It's either him or Bergstrom. Who else would stop? Who else would call him?
I don't know.
This is very strange.
They ain't gonna find it. They can't find Saddam Hussein. They can't find Osama bin Laden. How can they find Alika? They ain't gonna look for it. That son of a bitch is the safest person in the world. I'll promise you that. Novak's already said it was a him.
He.
It is already a he.
For Mary.
And he's already said it was not a political gunslinger. And plus, Mary is not a senior administration official. She doesn't work for it. So on 3 counts, unless she's a he, and I can assure you she's not, okay? Unless she is not a political gunslinger, I can assure you that she is. And unless that she is a senior administration official, which I can assure you that she's not, she's a senior Berkshire Law official. So we know it's not Mary. So just tell the Hill. I know the Hill.
I just think we need to, you know, we're going to have to start to field this. This is only gathering steam. This thing is like a virus.
What's she going to do? But it's not. But because of this, now I'm sure there'll be subpoenas will be flying, and they'll want to know
all the stuff.
Shit. You know, I mean, it's the same. You know, I'm the only guy in the world that I get to run up legal fees during both the Clinton administration and the Bush administration. See, I get, no matter who's in office,
she's not going to want to get a lawyer. Mary's not going to want to get a lawyer on this.
Well, guess what?
You going to go into those interviews without a lawyer?
Shit, no way. Get a shot.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Good morning, Mary.
Honey, how you doing?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's the new governor.
So, how about them
I think Larry Flint was robbed.
How about them what?
What?
Good stuff.
I can't go to the beauty shop. I can't go out to lunch. I can't turn on the TV. I can't return my reported phone calls. Not here, not you guys.
Look,
Jesus.
I'm outraged because it's going to cost me a fortune.
Please, Johnny, one note.
We have to translate the outrage into an in-house policy, right?
Yes.
What's the in-house policy? What is Bergstrom Lowell saying?
What's the statement? And I have to take it to the Hill and fast, Mary, because they're freaking out.
The investigation is moving swiftly. Let it all be behind us. It's political partisanship. Everybody batten down the hatches.
Right.
Okay, and you guys.
The Post said 6. They called 6 reporters again today before they called this guy. They was running a phone tree over there. But having said that, let's move on.
All right. So what about this energy thing?
What? What about it?
Well,
Tired.
there's a lot of money being spent.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We obviously have National Wind Trade Association. I mean, it's we can't do windmills and oil. We have to get rid of.
Why not?
Yeah,
because there's a stipulation in that contract that says that if we represent them, we will not represent any traditional source.
It doesn't have to be so sinister. It doesn't have to be dumping or get rid of. I just think there's other firms that might be interested in that
Well,
business.
Quinn Gillespie is a possibility. You can't
Wind in the desert. You know,
We can't get this. In Iraq right now, generation 2.9 billion, transmission 1.6 billion, distribution 1 billion, all system 2.1 billion, capital investment 1.2 billion. And where is Berkshire Law? We got some Enviro wind, whatever it is, and they're spending gazillions of dollars over here and we got lines out, and we can't go any further because we are...
James,
what?
Mr. Enviro, first of all, in the long run, wind energy can provide a lot of production in this country, and it's clean, and it's the future, and it takes up less land.
I just think the long run is a lot longer than maybe suits our company right now.
Girls and boys, here's a long-term thing. Does the word loyalty mean anything to anybody? I'm standing with the men of wind.
Bergstrom Lowell is in the vanguard of progressive energy development.
Right.
Wind
I'm in
energy.
agreement with Mary. This is a very fundamental issue that affects the entire world. Now, granted, we have to always look at the bottom line. We're always looking at the bottom line. We're always looking at the dead presidents, James.
Right.
But there's a way in which we can manipulate our new friends, keep our old friends, and continue making money.
The important thing to know from, you know this, it's not about how much someone pays you. It's about the political capital you have to expend to get the job done.
Right.
If I do this,
you're going to use up
for
chits.
Your guys,
you won't have to.
I'm going to use up, you know.
I understand.
And I can't turn around tomorrow and take on somebody else and go into the same offices we need to go into for these guys. You know, you can't go in Tuesday and say, I'm here for the windmill guys, and come in on Thursday and say, I'm here for the solar guys. It doesn't work.
Are you I mean, do you have...
No, I don't have a conflict. It's an issue of opportunity cost. And it's an issue of making sure that, you know, we just do what we all feel comfortable about.
I completely agree. We need to, we'll get into the details of it, but we want it to work for you as well. Certainly don't want you to, you know, lose in this in any way, or, you know, and I don't want the windmill company to lose in any way. They're a sort of admirable company.
Well, let me ask you this. I've got an issue in the transportation area where I've got two clients who may be in conflict. If I do this for you, can you take one of my clients?
What kind of transportation client are we talking about?
I can't tell you right now.
Oh, dear. Good old-fashioned trade.
That's
of
what
course.
it is. Good to see you, Francisco.
Hey, Bill. Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see
I'm
you.
going to set this thing up with the congressman, and he should be here in a minute.
Okay.
Let's do a couple different looks. I think something that'll work more generically, and then something, you know, maybe for a specialty shot. I don't want food in the face. I want something that's, you know, nice, right? But casual.
Okay, we can work something out.
But I guess it's an interesting time to be in politics. For obvious reasons, where the country's involved, what we're doing overseas, what's happening at home with the economy transitioning. And even right now with the town kind of it's kind of a weird spot with all this stuff at the White House, with the disclosure of this secret operative over at the White House.
That's really what I was trying to get at. I mean, a lot of folks in this town are lining up, you know, to get legal assistance because they're anticipating what's going to happen, you know?
Look, I mean, you'll have, I remember when Clinton was in office, how many of his top staffers, you know, spent tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars defending themselves against something they didn't know they'd have to defend themselves against, or what it was. They didn't really know what they were trying to defend a negative almost. And in this instance, you're going to probably find, whether it's an independent counsel or special counsel, if it's done even in the White House. Hey, Mr. Chairman, you doing all right, sir?
Pleasure.
Me, Francisco Dupre. It's the whip of the Congress here. Good to see you, sir. So you have all these people having to spend this money. Now the president, that's why I said earlier, if he would just step forward and say to Andy Card, look, Andy, you got 24 hours to tell me who did it. Let's spare everybody the expense of getting lawyers and all this kind of stuff. Let's figure out who did it. Let's move on.
Listen, let me tell you something. I have a situation right now in my office, okay? I'm not going to name names, but I have some people in my office right now who are very close to me. I have a working relationship with them. I'm rather paranoid.
They're going to do what?
Rather paranoid. I at this point. And I'm feeling it. I feel the pressure, I feel the heat. I try not to...
Is it affecting business?
It's affecting everything. It's affecting the workplace. It's affecting the way that we feel about each other, the way that we relate. And it's affecting me when I go out on the street and I hear people, you know, behind my back.
Well, we would very much like to work with your staff. We could be helpful to you. I think we're in touch with a lot of people on the ground. I know there'll be hearings. We can prep witnesses. We could put together witness lists for you if you.
Well,
if
I
you
appreciate
need
that. I'm always interested in getting information. I try to meet with organizations, whether they're groups or whether they're people representing clients who are there, about these issues. Obviously, I don't make any promises or commitments, and we don't. I'm not in the business of awarding contracts, obviously, and I don't direct them. We don't do earmarks in our bill that are specific. In other words, we don't say this money for this system or anything like that. We just basically say in basic functional areas, the water system, the electrical system, and so forth. It's not entirely clear, as a matter of fact, and this is certainly important to your client, it's not entirely clear who's going to be the implementer, who's going to be administering all of this money for the electrical systems. Whether part of it will be USAID, but a part of it is likely to be Corps of Engineers or some other agency. So that has not been all settled.
But you think that all of these people don't need a lawyer when they come in and they subpoena everything? They question you for 5 hours trying to trip you up from one statement to another.
And they go after lots of other people.
Right.
I mean, these are great.
It has nothing to do with
the great thing about
innocence.
these investigations is they never get what they're looking for. But when they get inside, they find something good and they find something that, you know, they've got to have. Prosecutors are aggressive, ruthless, and at times unethical in pushing you around. And a lawyer can save you a lot of this because they know what they can get away with and what they can't. You don't want to be in there negotiating with a Justice Department lawyer. Prosecutors, this is how they get information. They squeeze people.
They will call you, they will subpoena things, you have to go through your records, you have to prepare. They'll ask you, did you ever have a conversation about this? Who did you have it with? What date did you have it? What did you say? Did that person say anything to you? What reporters have you spoken to? How many times you speak to the reporters? They're going to sit there for 4 or 5 hours and say, on this date, on this appeared on July 2nd, would you please pull your schedule out, Ms. Madden? Where were you?
And you need someone who's going to look after your interests, not the interests of your party, not the interest of your president, not the interest of your friends. Someone who looks after your interests.
Well, those
and they're not always the same.
Interests are the same.
No, they're not.
You never know. But you just
Mary, you don't know that the president didn't sanction this leak.
Yes, I do. I do.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I don't. But are you willing to bet your life on that?
Yes. Yes.
Well, the point is,
I know George Bush. He wouldn't have anything to do with this, and I know that White House, and I know my friends.
Okay. All right. The point is, we get a lawyer. As one Republican said, trust but verify.
The reality, the reality of one of these things is if you get somebody leaking at justice, and someone always leaks at justice, it will become a political crime to have talked to Novak in that time period. Whether you told him anything or didn't tell him anything, you have the burden to prove you didn't do it. You are, in Washington, guilty until proven innocent. Right. And that's nothing new. You know, it's... And why put yourself through that when a lawyer can keep you at arm's length from all of it? Because the key thing here is that the prosecutors will take every advantage they can. I mean, look what they did to you know, young people at the White House who didn't have lawyers. You know, stick them in the room, tell them they don't have any rights.
You know, if everything you say is true, it's still going to go through this whole gruesome process. And you may very well be right. It may be the most innocuous person at the Defense Department, the State Department, mid-level, whatever, that was doing this, that had nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter. They're still going to question everybody, subpoena everything, put everybody through the mill. It doesn't, you have to get it out of your mind that guilt or innocence has anything to do with people get caught up in this.
Oh, this is depressing.
No, it's as you hello? Hi, yeah. Yeah, bad connection. Yeah, it's as you expected, Richard. I mean, everybody's running around here trying to figure out whether or not she needs a lawyer. No, I don't think that there's any reason to deviate from what we discussed at the end of August. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that that would have a lot more impact if we held off just a little bit, Richard. Can we do that?
It's good to see you again. How have you been?
I'm really good. Is Cindy coming?
Cindy is, she was going to come, but I came to her place.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. How have you been?
Tommy Flanagan?
Yeah, I'm Tommy, John Bro. It's good to see you again.
Nice to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm well, thank you.
It's good to see you.
How's work?
Work's going well. I'm busy. How about yourself?
Same old thing, you know, busy, running around like a crazy person.
How long do you have to stay at this?
I think when Mary leaves, I can leave.
Can you get out early? When the speeches start, I'm leaving, going to Capitol Grill, have a drink. I'd love for you to come have a drink with me.
All right, yeah, definitely. A drink would be great.
Well, look for me, I'll look for you.
Okay, yeah,
See
fine.
each other. It's good to see you.
Terrific.
Take
Yeah,
care.
you too.
Bye-bye.
The leak. Where is this leak coming from? Where is this leak coming from? She was accused of leaking?
Yes, she was accused of leaking, and she was put on administrative leave. It was just awful. And, the reason that things got so bad, they had to send out emails soliciting from other alumni from the agency trying to raise money for her to help with legal fees. I mean, it's a really difficult situation to work through.
I got to ask you, man. Rumor around town is that Mary's the source of the leaks.
The rumor around town is Mary's the source of the leaks.
Yeah, that's what I'm told. I just wanted to get your reaction. No.
I played Duck, Duck, Goose, Goose with the world's biggest hangover. And I think it is going to be
I need to talk to you.
It's going to be another one.
Me? Yeah. How long is it? What's going on?
Word is that the Justice Department is going to subpoena records and maybe computers from consultants associated with the White House.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I gotta go through this shit again.
I got to tell you, it's not a White House source obviously, but it's a pretty good source, and these career guys feel a lot of pressure to show they're not in the tank to Ashcroft.
God.
This thing ain't going away.
No.
So the agency guys and the ex-spooks won't allow it to go away.
All right, thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hey, look, it's not, you just bring news, you know?
Right.
I don't blame the weatherman for the weather. I just want you to understand.
All right.
Hey!
You know
all right,
what?
how you doing? Honey, can I borrow her just for I won't be 1 second. I just got to tell something about family thing.
Okay, I do want to help today. Goodness. Thank you. See you. What are we doing?
Your really good source told me that they're going to subpoena all your crap tomorrow, like I figured.
A really good source. A Democratic source.
I'm just saying. You know it's coming. I think the sooner this shit comes, the better it is, and the faster you get out of the way. You obviously didn't do that, so don't worry about it. But am I surprised? And I ran into Barnett.
How would anybody know that?
Barnett ain't
I'm
nobody
not attacking the messenger. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Hey.
You know what that means is it's already leaking. So what's the point? I just really don't believe it. I think it's the gossip thing. The gossip kind of daisy chain thing.
Look, man, seriously, where'd you hear this?
I can't reveal my sources.
No. Where'd you hear this, man?
I heard it from some folks who used to work in the White House, man. You know?
Do not email me on this shit.
Oh, that's why I asked you at the bar, man.
Do not email me on this shit. Do not call me on this shit.
No, I know.
We'll talk about this.
No, give me a call. We'll talk about it in person. That's fine. I know better than to email you. Don't worry. All right? And if I hear something else, I'll let you know.
Cool.
All right?
All right.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Tell Miss I said hey.
I will.